Hi, welcome back to the channel Tarot Yogi. I'm Vinit, I read tarot intuitively, and today we have another timeless pickacard reading on your Akashic records. So I'm going to be tapping into what is the most relevant information for you in this lifetime from your Akashic records. And we have three piles to choose from. Pile number one, we have the Marielle Tarot deck. Pile number two, we have Tarot of the Dream Enchantress. And for my pile number threes, we have the Black Tarot deck. So please take a minute, see what pile is being called to you intuitively. The description box below will have the timestamp for your pile. And again, remember, these are general readings, so please take what resonates, leave the rest. And if you like my style of reading, please like this video, share, subscribe, comment. It means a lot. It helps the channel grow. And if you want to reach out for a private reading, you can definitely do that. My email ID and my Instagram handle are given in the description box below. So you can definitely reach out for a private reading, and I will see you guys in your reading. Thank you. Hello, pile number one. If you chose the Marielle Tarot, this is your reading on your Akashic records. So, angels, ancestors, spirit guides, ascended master, star family, help me tap into the Akashic records of the collective of my pile number one. Help me tap into the most important and relevant information to my pile number one's current lifetime. Okay, pile number one, we have Page of Cups, we have Three of Wands, we have the Lovers, Nine of Discs, Queen of Wands, Six of Swords, Eight of Wands, Three of Discs, and the Wheel of Fortune. So what I'm really getting from my pile number ones that I can access for you in your Akashic records is the intuitive nudges you get are very, very important. Do not downplay it. Do not downplay your own intuition and your own trust in your intuition. And I'm not saying that you need to have trust in your intuition right away. It is something that you can experiment with, because here we have the Page of Cups starting the reading, and the fish on the Page of Cups is really standing out to me, so you do have this ability to be in depths for a very, very long period of time, and then come out with these really beautiful jewels that you have this ability to just distill wisdom to people, which I think you think it's just a very regular thing, but it's not, because it's just who you are, right? You don't realize who you are unless it's in contrast with other people, right? And I think a lot of y'all are like super in your bubble over here, and the message that I'm getting is you need to really stop. You need to stop not paying attention to your intuition. You really, really need to start listening. And like I said, it's a relationship that you build with your intuition. Like for example, if you're a tarot reader, you're not like, not all your readings are going to be right? We all make mistakes, right? We all can make mistakes in interpreting the cards. So that is always a possibility, no matter how good a tarot reader is, or how tapped in they are. you know it's human to make mistakes, and you have this perfectionist tendency which doesn't allow you to just be. And I think it's your inner child also. Your inner child is coming up very, very strongly to me. And I think you used to be more artistic when you were younger, and now you have all these sort of burdens placed upon you. So I think a lot of what you have to do is just declutter and make space, so you can listen very clearly to what is being truly said to you. Because like I said, you are very tapped in. It's very easy for you to get direct access to your own Akashic records here. But in order to truly do that, you need to really learn to quiet your mind, because it'll be much easier for you to even navigate these different shifts in your own subconscious. And you have a lot of depth. You really, really have a lot of depth, pile number one, which I don't think you realize always about yourself. And we have the Three of Wands, and below that we have the Nine of Discs. So I really feel that if you're struggling financially, if you're not where you want to be, it is because you're supposed to use your psychic gifts to get to where you need to be. Again, I'm coming to the Page of Cups because we have the fish symbol in other court cards in the suit of water, but the Page of Cups is very oracular, because he doesn't just like pay attention to the intuition, but he listens to it and he takes action accordingly. And I think you're being called to co-create, and I think you're being called to co-create your own metaphorical garden here by listening to your intuition. And like I said, a lot of y'all are not where you want to be financially is because you're not using your gifts. Everyone has different gifts, right? Some people are naturally tall, and they end up playing basketball somehow, right? Just like a basketballer, you have this ability to use your intuition and create abundance out of it. you need to use your gifts. You really need to learn to use your gifts, by number one. And I think half the battle for you is just going to be realizing your own strength and what you can do. And you will be able to use it and help people, but also create an abundance and wealth for yourself out of here. And I feel the more you do this, the more attractive you're going to get. You're meant to be in the public eye. If you aren't already in the public eye, by number one, you need to start preparing, because you're meant to shine. And I think a lot of your own personal healing is very dependent on how much you heal the collective. You have this very like spiritual guide energy to you, and you really take people to like a much calmer and a much safer shore. So I think you especially come into people's lives when they really have something very difficult going on. Their soul is learning some very complex soul lessons, and I think that is something why you are basically in people's lives. And I think it's very important that you learn to navigate it for yourself so you can help other people. It's only through when your own cup is fulfilled can it like overflow with love for others, right? So I think you may even struggle with boundaries, and I think the more you're able to maintain boundaries, the more rewarding it is going to be for you, because you cannot have energetic leaks. It's very difficult to ascend when you have people constantly draining you. And I feel things will happen to you much faster. All you have to do is take this leap of faith for yourself, which I think a lot of y'all are just not doing. A lot of things have not worked out in your life, and somehow subconsciously you still feel as if things are not going to work out. You're just not able to account miracles. You're just not able to account magic that happens in people's lives, right? Things can turn for the better, even if you don't always see it for yourself. There's always a surprise for you, a good surprise, not a bad one. But I get it. Your past has left a bitter taste in your mouth, but you need to realize that you are the kind of person who's not going to stay down for very, very long. You're very strong, and you only realize your strength when you're tested, right? And it's not even tests, it's initiation for you, because it's sort of about your spiritual impeccability. You're being tested to see how much power can you be given, how selfless can you truly be, how can you operate without an ego and serve the greater good of all. So I think this is just a test and a lesson. And if you have like a tarot channel or an astrology channel, or if you're a public speaker of some kind, and your channel is not growing, I think the message here for you is to really jump and do what you want to do. Do the authentic readings that you want to do. Don't do love readings just because people want love readings. It's not about like immediate gratification with you, and I think you understand that. You understand that in order for people to even be with someone they love, they have to heal, in order to come together, so you're not as triggered and you're not acting out of your own ego self, right? So you definitely have a lot of depth, and you're supposed to use this depth, not just for yourself, but for the collective in whatever way you choose to go about it. And like I said, you do have this spiritual guide energy where you are leading people to a much safer shore. You're really giving people the love that they have never experienced. And I think you have so many burdens, you have so many people just on your case, and I think at times all you want to do is just run away. And I think it's important that you do give yourself the break whenever necessary. You do learn to maybe tell people that I really have a lot going on right now, let me get back to you later. And if you have friends that get very offended by that, then those are not the friendships you need to have in your life. Like, even if I was to talk about myself, I've let go of a lot of friendships that I've had. Even if there was a lot of love, it was just not an energetic match to me. So I've had to let a lot of people let go. And I think you will also be in a space where when you truly start ascending, you will have to lay rest to a lot of your romantic relationships, or a lot of your own friendships. So I think it's also about understanding that other people are suffering, yes, but there's only so much you can do. It's your own personal responsibility to make sure that you're not suffering anymore. So you are supposed to empower people this way, and I think you also want people to not be so reluctant when it comes to their own healing, and actually do it for themselves and realize that they have the power to do it for themselves. But I think a lot of people in your life are super comfortable because they're used to having you as a rock. So I think sometimes the best way to teach people lessons is to learn to excuse yourself. I think that's a I think that's a really important message coming out here as well. And we have the Three of Discs. I feel a lot of y'all are very, very alone in the 3D life. You know, even if you have a partner or something, you feel very, very alone. And, you know, I'm sure you're seeing a lot of signs, synchronicities, feathers. Let all that relax you. Let all that make you realize that you are in alignment. And, you know, even if you're alone on earth, you know, you're not alone in the spiritual world. You have a lot of people backing you up, and I feel especially ancestors and your angels, they're really, really present in this reading, and they're very proud of the work you are doing, and they just want you to keep doing the gardening. They want you to keep working at it consistently, because you're very, very close to reaching everything that you've always wanted, and more. I think you're going to be blessed in ways you can't even imagine, because it's just not in your point of view right now. I think all you want to do is just not survive anymore, but, you know, just be okay. You know, you just want to be happy. So happiness is coming. You know, time is going to shift for you. Things are going to move, and I think you're also realizing that yes, there is destiny, but there is so much you have to do to make sure that you get the destiny you truly desire. And I think you do have this ability of just suspecting timelines for yourself to realize what is the best possible option. So coming back to your intuition, you know, if you're a tarot reader or not, even if you're not a tarot reader, you know, it doesn't matter. Even if you have like a very worldly job, your intuition is very heightened, and your soul is guiding you to where you need to be. And I think a lot of times you have been in a lot of like horrible relationships, and you know, you perhaps really doubted your own intuition as to how could you fall for a person like that. But understand that that was also a part of your karmic contract. You know, it was something you had to learn so you could, you know, have a real glow up, not just in a physical sense, in a material sense, but also in a spiritual sense. You know, I think finally your inner world, your rich inner world is starting to reflect the outer. And like I said, you know, there is so much protection. There is so much protection, and you know, you are like ascending. You're jumping to your highest timeline, and it's not easy. It's really not easy. And I really want you to know that you are special. You know, you're not like most people from where you are. And that hasn't always worked out in your favor, but I want you to understand that even the disappointments in love, you will become more discerning when it comes to love, because I think you really tried dating people who are like, you know, regulars, like the locals, you know. So, and it hasn't really worked out for you, because you're not meant to be with most people. You're meant to be with someone as quirky and as special as you, you know, as loving as you. You know, you're meant to be with someone who really doesn't operate out of ego, you know. So true love for you is coming in, and I feel your partner may be from a different race, or they may be older, or, you know, however, whatever you prefer. It's not going to be your usual type. It's not going to be what you thought it was going to be, you know, but it's going to be someone more classic. It's going to be someone you wanted as growing up, you know, as a teenager, the kind of person you idealize, the man, woman, whatever you idealized growing up, that's the kind of person you're going to be with. And I think when you meet this person, and I do think you're going to meet this person very, very soon. You're going to meet your future spouse very, very soon. And I do feel that there will be like a divine union happening for you over here. But just know that you will meet this person, and in the meantime, all you have to do is pour all that energy into yourself so you can reflect it back to whoever needs it. You know, a lot of y'all are light workers and star seeds in this pile. So you will all have a very different calling that, you know, you are feeling called to do. So again, it's going to be important that you understand that yes, 3D world may look very difficult to navigate. You may not always have the answers, even if you think you do. And, you know, learning to be quiet, learning to be still is going to help you get answers that you truly need. You know, it is in the darkness that you will get answers. So even spend some time in darkness. I think you really need to, you know, because a lot of intuitive insights happen to me when I'm like in dark physically, you know. So maybe go out in the night, you know, or just be in your room like with very dim lights or no lights at all, you know, and really use darkness to see, because your senses will be heightened in darkness is also what I'm picking up from your Akashic records over here. So don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of the dark is the message also over here. And like I said, a lot of y'all are, I feel, mental magicians. And, by that, what I mean is you have a very, very powerful mind, and it can work against you, right? Having a very powerful mind, it gives you a lot of abilities, but it also at times keeps you very limited if you don't know how to really navigate it. And I think you're learning to master your mental faculties over here, and the more you'll be able to master this, you will realize that 3D world is not everything that it is meant to be, and you're going to get more. You're going to get more in alignment, and you're going to get more just tuned to things that you couldn't see before, you couldn't hear before. And like I said, you're breaking a lot of patterns. So you do have a lot of PTSD from the past that is just keeping you very, very small. It is keeping you very, very stuck. It is keeping you maybe where you are right now, and it's not letting you go to where you need to be. So you need to understand that things are going to improve for you. There is a better time coming for you. Things are not always going to be like how they have been, maybe how it was when you were growing up. You're meant to have a very, very different life. So just know that good things are also coming in, and you're very, very protected. You're more protected than you know. And everyone is protected, yes, but I feel, you are super spiritual, and I do feel spiritual people do get like an extra layer of protection. So, you're very safe to really rediscover yourself is also the message for you in your Akashic records. And I feel you do feel the need to maybe study runes, maybe pick up a tarot deck, whatever you feel called to, maybe join yoga, whatever is it, do it. It is guiding you to where you need to be. It is going to help you ascend to a level where you can get more clearer answers than you could have before. So the message again here is to not give up. It's really to not give up. You're very, very close to achieving everything you always wanted, and you're going to get everything that you've always wanted, and more. So your ships are definitely going to come in, your energy is going to rise. But be protective of yourself. This is a very important time which is going to make you or break you. So, cut out people if that is necessary. Again, I'm getting boundaries is really important over here as a message. And I think if you start feeling desperate and needy, if you're single in this pile, just know that try to go a little deeper with your triggers and understand why are you being triggered? Why do you feel the need to have a person in your life right now? Where is it that you are feeling incomplete within yourself? And I think once you're able to maybe identify that, it'll be much easier for you to heal. Half the battle is just realizing that you have been ignorant. And once you can see what you couldn't see before, you will be able to fix it and heal it for yourself. So you definitely have a lot of healing abilities. And things are going to improve for you even if you don't feel that way right now. Pile number one. Please know this. You're very much in balance of your masculine and feminine, ways. So it's going to be very easy for you to act out of the most natural and the most helpful reaction you could have to anyone. You won't even have a reaction. You will have a response. You're not going to be afflicted by emotions. You're not going to be afflicted by what people said. You will be able to see, just like in the Matrix, that it's the other person. You're like moving at a much faster pace, so to speak. You're vibrating at a higher frequency. So even if you have metaphorical bullets coming to hit you, it's not going to hit you because you will be able to see it beforehand and dodge it, or have like a sassy comeback for it. So you're a winner is the message here basically, and you're going to win at whatever you choose to do. And you're meant to be comfortable in this lifetime on earth. In the physical plane, I don't think you feel very, very comfortable in the physical plane, but you're supposed to learn how to perfect and master the physical plane over here. Like I said, you are going to co-create a beautiful garden. We all love to go to a beautiful garden, right? We all love the beautiful flowers, the different colors flowers. We all love a beautiful garden, right? We love the flowers, we love the butterflies, we just love nature. But it's even more beautiful, and it's even more satisfying when you're able to co-create that with nature. And I think you're going to do this sort of metaphorical gardening. I feel a lot of y'all may even have plants. So just know that the reason you have so many plants around you is also because it is really for you to initiate yourself into really gardening a beautiful garden for yourself, the garden of your soul over here. I also feel a lot of y'all are meant to have a lot of surprises in your life. Not everything is supposed to be said to you, so to speak, over here. And it's it's really important that you realize that, that the certain things are hidden for a deeper reason, so you can access it when you are in a better space to access it. So do not force yourself to get to where you need to be. And if it's not happening, what you have to do is really choose the path of least resistance. That is something that is going to really, really help you to get to where you need to be. I think that is a very important message coming through. And all of a sudden my throat is going off, so it's very important that you even speak your truth and share the things you have learned, from the deep end. A lot of y'all are meant to have a voice in this lifetime, and even if you have people that are like trying to stop you, just think of it, right? It's only the coolest kid that has the most enemies, right? And you are the coolest kid. So think of yourself like that. You are the it girl, you are the it boy. You are it, pile number one. So more animosity, more hatred, more jealousy, more evil eye, all those things, even black magic, none of it is going to really affect you, because you're vibrating at a much higher level. So even if someone much beneath you is going to like try to attack you, they're not going to be able to reach. They're just not going to have that range. So don't let people get to you, because they cannot get to you. The only way people can get to you is if you let them get to you. So realize your own power. Really, really realize your own power, because you wield a lot of it. And you wield it very responsibly. That's why you will be given more power over here, pile number one. Shuffle some oracle. Okay, pile number three, we have three cards. We have Alabaster Tablet of Layla, we have the Sacred Scar, and we have the Perfume of Sophia. So I'm going to read this from the guidebook, because I think it's very, very well written, and there's a lot for us to take from this. So the Sacred Scar reads 11. Your inner and outer scars are marks of your soul's courage. They are signs of strength and survival, of your willingness to be alive. The Sacred Scar speaks of that which once caused pain, being transformed into higher knowledge and inner power. Trauma shall be transformed through spiritual initiation, leading you from woundedness to wisdom. You have nothing to be ashamed of. You can trust your healing process and in hidden higher purpose behind things happening as they do. You are strong and you shall flourish on all levels. So I think that just reinstates what I was trying to say about how you will be transmuting a lot of things, and you have been placed in situations where you have no choice but to transmute dense energies. And it's sort of a magical gift you have, but it's also your purpose on earth. I'm getting this image of like someone cleaning the beach, and you are like this you're like this metaphorical cleaner, and you come in and you swoop in and you clean things for people. And yeah, it's like that vacuum machine in Teletubbies. You're like the spiritual version of that, I feel. Yeah, I just that's just the analogy I'm getting over here. So you can really just suck out the sadness from people. And at times you do observe it. You have this ability to just suck up the sadness from people, and at times you do absorb it. So it's very important that you maybe take salt baths every day, find ways to keep your energy clean, and check in with yourself every day and ask yourself, what are you feeling? Are these feelings even yours? Whose feelings are these? Because most times the things you feel, pile number one, they're not even your feelings, right? It's just the people you have interacted throughout the day, things like that. So it's very important that you get very self-aware of what is happening on the inside for you. And we have the 12th card, which reads Perfume of Sophia. You will be able to sense the best timing and approach to take. To create space for healing and resolution, connect with your body and ground yourself in here and now with body-friendly practices. You will find your way intuitively and instinctively, even through confusion and circumstances where one moment you are sure the answer is no, the next moment you are sure it is yes. Give up trying to figure out the answer right now and remain open with positive but relaxed expectation that clarity shall emerge spontaneously according to divine timing. So, like I said, you have these divine insights, and half the battle is just you learning how to pay attention to it and do what needs to be done. And you will be guided. Even if certain things have worked out for you, they may stop working out for you at one point. But you will know. You will be forewarned, and you're supposed to basically cut through people. You're supposed to cut through people's nonsense. You're supposed to also help people snap back into their own reality over here, I feel. and it's more important that you learn to ground yourself. I think grounding is going to be a very, very important and it's going to be a very important thing for you moving forward, because that's going to be your foundation. Only when you're grounded will you be able to even go up or down wherever you want to go, like spiritually, even to travel in the astral, which I feel a lot of y'all will. You really have to learn to ground yourself first. It is through the body. And like I said, you're supposed to create this metaphorical garden on earth. You're supposed to perfect living on earth in this lifetime. you know so you're not even going to have a lot of bad karma that you're going to carry forward. You're going to burn out all the bad karma in this very lifetime, I feel. And we have card number 41, which reads Alabaster Tablet of Layla. You are remembering at a soul level. You are tapping into the greater awareness, and an understanding for your highest life purpose shall become even clearer to you. This may evoke unsettling change within you, but that change is necessary for a way to manifest. You're protected and guided at all times, especially when you feel uncertain about the course. You are truly loved. So, again, this is just everything I have been trying to say about how protected you are, and you are in this space where you will be able to tap into your own Akashic records. So you don't even need this reading. This reading is just a confirmation for you. And I feel a lot of y'all are already walking your path, and even if you have certain detours, it's okay. It's not the end of the world. You have the ability to pick yourself back up and walk the path again. And like I said, you are going to be a guiding light to a lot of people in this life. So it's very important that you take time learning even your lessons. Do not try to bypass anything, especially spiritually. There is nothing to bypass. Hold your grief, go through it. Like peel every layer of your grief if you have to, because there's beauty there. There's something to learn. And pile number one, I feel you are very comfortable with the dark. You're very comfortable being immersed in the deep end subconsciously, of your own emotions. And you have the ability to navigate these very intense currents. So don't underestimate yourself is really the message, because half your battle is just realizing who you are. And I think that itself is going to give you so much more happiness and so much more joy and so much more abundance and so much more security, stability, and even the right person to be with. So every time you get desperate, check in with yourself. There's a part of you that needs to be healed, and you have to be on this journey of soul retrieval. You have this ability to put yourself back together again. It's not like 1,000 people putting you back together. It's you putting yourself back together every time there's a tower. So you are complete within yourself at all times. Please don't forget this, file number one. The answers you need will come through your heart. The answers you need, the only way to access it is through your heart. Your heart is the gateway. So if you have if you have a lot of heavy emotions on your heart, it's really important that you take a note of it and see what needs to be healed, because the more healing you're able to do for yourself, the more access you'll get again, I feel. And your crown chakra is very, very active. You're constantly getting downloads. So maybe write poetry. Not everything has to be shared with the collective, right? Some things you keep for yourself. So learn to keep some things for yourself if you feel the need to, or if spirit calls you to share it. But you make that decision, you make that choice for yourself, and you will know exactly the right time to do what. You're not going to miss out on anything. Pile number one, please remember this. There is no hurry. So do not let your mind get bigger than it is. Don't believe everything your mind is telling you to believe in. I think that is also a very important message over here. Any other messages? Yeah, that's all I have for pile number one. Again, it's a general reading, so please take what resonates, leave the rest. And if you like my style of reading, please like this video, share, subscribe, comment. It means a lot. It helps the channel grow. And if you want to reach out for a private reading, you can definitely do that. My email ID and my Instagram handle are given in the description box below. So you can definitely reach out for a private reading, and I'll see you guys in the next reading. Thank you. Hello, pile number two. If you chose Tarot of the Dream Enchantress, this is your reading on your Akashic records. Angels, ancestors, spirit guides, ascended masters, star family, help me tap into the collective Akashic records of my pile number twos. Okay, pile number two, we have the Hermit, we have Ace of Wands, we have King of Pentacles, we have the Lovers, we have the Sun card, we have Ten of Swords, we have Two of Pentacles, Three of Wands, and the Chariot. And I feel a lot of y'all are introverts. I feel a lot of y'all love to recharge by being alone. And I feel a lot of y'all are also very, very wanted. Like, I think a lot of people love being around you. And I think you have this tendency of trying to keep everyone happy and then getting frustrated with yourself when you don't get time for yourself. And, when you're not able to be there for people, I think people get really upset with you. So I think you may have these codependencies in your life of people like that you want to save that you're not always able to. And I think the message for you really over here, pile number 2, is there's no one you can save but yourself, and it's okay to let go of people that are not serving you anymore. And what I'm getting is pile number 2, and I get it, you don't want to be alone, but I would say most of the time you're better off alone. And I think you're finally understanding it is genuinely better to be alone than to be with the wrong people, because I think you naturally heal by being in your own energy. You heal by being by yourself, in your own beautiful energy. And you do have a very beautiful, bubbly energy. It is very healing. I think you naturally are very healing. That's why a lot of people, animals, may gravitate towards you. But you do have a bright light. And when you have a bright light, it just attracts anything and everything. It also attracts cockroaches and moths and flies and mosquitoes and things that we don't really want around us, right? So a really important lesson for you is discernment, and also acting on your discernment and boundaries is what I'm really picking up. And you are a dreamer, pile number 2. You definitely love to dream. I think a lot of y'all are daydreamers, and I think you also have this superpower, and I do believe it's a superpower where you're just able to dream things into existence. And I think you think it's not a big deal. And I think a lot of y'all may even look at your daydreaming abilities as an escapist tendency that, is not letting you be present. But I really feel that it is a gift that you have. And it is a gift that you're supposed to even share with other people. You definitely have this ability of creating even thoughts that have never been thought of before. There is a sense of originality to you. And I think a lot of people may try to copy you. You may have a very quirky way of being, or even if you're a tarot reader or something, you have a very peculiar way of reading tarot that no one else reads tarot like, right? And I think you are very emulated. And I think it gets to you at times. And I don't honestly blame you. No one wants to be copied, but I think what you need to understand is people can copy how you talk, people can copy what you wear, people can just copy whatever they want, but they cannot copy your actual energy. It's your energy signature that makes everything you do beautiful. It's your energy. It's not what you're doing, it's not what you're wearing. And it's really important for you to know that. But I feel your spiritual mission on this earth very much is to again create wealth. We have the King of Wands, and you are very, very strong. You're very, very tenacious. You could have prominent Taurus placements, or you could have any prominent Virgo or Capricorn placements. And even if you don't have any of those placements, you know, you have this very earthy nature to you, which is very, very grounding for yourself and for others. And I think, your dreaming is like, again, coming up very, very strongly to me. So it's a gift you have that you're supposed to use. You're supposed to use your ability to dream so you can create whatever is required over here. So I think a lot of your life will just get easier when you learn to play to your strengths. And that'll just naturally make your weaknesses even weaker. You will have more control over yourself. And you always have a part within yourself that you can go to inwards, that is going to keep you safe, that is going to keep you really like free from like all worldly problems. And you're also supposed to share your dreams. You're supposed to share the things that you love to keep to yourself, pile number 2. You will be surprised, if you were to share your thoughts on like a public platform, just how much that is going to resonate with so many people. So I think you underestimate that, because you have been ostracized. So you are more careful about yourself, you're more protective of yourself. And it's really important for you to learn that healing is allowing people back again into your life. And I do feel that you will be able to naturally trust people again. You're not going to be stuck in these deep periods of isolation, you will be able to attract the right people that you really need in your life at the right time. But what I'm also seeing is this lifetime is very much, I think your financial abundance and just your abundance in general is very correlated to how much of the inner work you're really doing. The more you're able to slay your own inner dragons, the more you're able to just slay your own ego. I think that is something that is going to bring you a lot of fame and abundance. And I am really getting fame for a lot of y'all over here. And I think that is again a test for you in your spiritual impeccability to see how much can you be given. How much power can you be given that you will wield responsibly, so more power can be given to you, you know. And what I'm also picking up here is you don't stay down for very, very long. And I think this is something you know about yourself. But you also have to understand that most people aren't like that. Most people will ruminate over something that has happened 10, 20 years ago, and there's nothing wrong in even doing that, I feel. But if that is something that is keeping you stuck, if that is something that is keeping you small, if that is something that is keeping you really limited, then it's really not working for you. And anything that is limiting to you, you let go of. You definitely have this ability to let go of things that are not working out for you. And you are very much in a lot of harmonious balance with yourself. I would say, your own feminine side and your masculine side is very much in balance. And you have this ability to bring polarity into balance no matter how difficult the situation is. And I do feel, you have been sort of planted in situations that are very, very difficult at times, just because, you can fix it, pile number two. If anyone can, it is you. And I know that's a lot of responsibility because, you're trying to navigate your own world. And on top of that, you're sort of being asked to help other people navigate their world. And you have to understand that only when you're that good, only when you're that selfless, and only when you're that knowledgeable, will you be given the sort of responsibility of other people. But again, don't be Sisyphus about this responsibility. Don't make it like a boulder that you have to keep carrying forever. So healthy boundaries is also going to be very important for you over here, I feel. And like I said, it's very correlated. The more you're able to just slay your ego, the more you're able to just slay your own inner dragon, that is going to lead you to so much abundance that you couldn't even imagine. And I'm not saying everyone in this pile, but I feel a lot of y'all had very humble beginnings, or just like very unstable homes, very dysfunctional homes growing up. And you have to know that just because you were born in a situation doesn't mean your life is meant to be like that forever. A lot of your lessons are just to realize that you have so much strength to change. You have so much strength to just endure things. And I think you do have a tendency of just enduring more than you even need to at times, just because you have that ability to endure. And I'm a Taurus, I get it. You really have this ability and tendency to dig your feet in the ground when things get difficult, even if that is not the most favorable thing to you. So I think you are getting more discerning as time passes. But it's really up to you to not make those choices for yourself, right? To choose better for yourself. And you have that. You have the inner compass that will navigate you towards wherever you need to be. And I feel, like I said, you are very harmonious. And I feel a lot of y'all will come in natural harmony and happiness the more you're able to just let go of other people's drama, whatever. You don't need anyone parameter. You're very complete within yourself. And if you don't feel that way about yourself, then that is something that needs healing. That is something you have to look inwards and see where is that desperation, that neediness coming from. I think that is a really big lesson over here. But you're also very, very protected. I feel your angels are with you at all times, giving you the protection you need to get to where you need to be. And at times, even if your spirit guides, your angels intuitively ask you to do something risky, just know that they will catch you. And it is something that is important and pertinent for your soul's growth. So the more you're able to even trust your own spirit guides and your team as to where they are leading you, and not really have that doubt, not always worry about the very minute details at times, just know that it'll be taken care of. You just expect it to be taken care of at times, and it will. Trust me. You don't have to really work out the small details at times, how you're going to get from point A to B. Let your guides help you, because that's what they're here for. I'm not saying be oblivious, but I'm just saying if there are certain things that you can't work out, and if there is a lot of resistance, leave it up to God. Just surrender. Universe, whatever you believe in. You're meant to go through a lot of changes, whether you like it or not. Pile number two, you are supposed to go through a lot of changes, and like I said, the less resistance you have towards these changes, the easier it'll be for you to make these changes. And I feel anything that you put out into the world, even if you don't have a lot of viewers will come. Even if you're just helping out someone on the road, the love you give them, the kindness you show to them, it will come back to you when you need it the most, even if you can't see how. So I feel a lot of y'all are awakening. I feel a lot of y'all are in the process of awakening your third eye and getting more access to your intuition and your psychic abilities. And not everyone is fully tapped in since childhood. I wasn't fully tapped in since childhood. I would say I only got tapped in and I started reading tarot in my early 20s. It's not even been that long. So don't worry about timing. Even if you spend years not doing something, you're naturally gifted at certain things that you will just be able to pick it up and just go with it. You're just going to be able to run with it much faster than people who have been doing it for like longer. So don't worry about time. Time is very non-linear. And I think you will be able to access this. You will be able to understand this for yourself. I totally see you traveling to higher dimensions and unlocking new things for yourself. Just your own boundary of who you are is expanding. And that can be very uncomfortable, right? Even for spiritual heavyweights, even dissolving your spiritual ego, it's very, very difficult. It's very difficult to let go of the little progress you've made and start again from the beginning. But you're going to be doing that. Change is good for you. And like I said, whatever you put out into the world will come back to you, even if you cannot see this for yourself. There is so much joy just waiting for you, pile number 3. And it's yours to claim. It's really yours to claim. And I totally see you claiming that. And having said all of this, I'm not saying your life is going to be super rosy all the time. And the kind of changes and the kind of transformations you have to go through, pile number 2, your modifiers are going to be a little more difficult in the video game. That is your life. And it's only in those very difficult modifiers when your character is like metaphorically about to die, that's when you will be able to tap into and access parts of yourself that were hidden even from you. Trust me. I always have that pile which has prominent 8th house, 12th house placements. That could be a possibility here again. But just understand that there is a reason why only so much is revealed to you. More will be revealed in the right time. And your own Akashic records is something you will be able to access if you're not able to access it right away. I feel you have a lot of answers about your past life, things like that. You will get those answers for yourself. You don't even need readings, but I have done one on past life. So if you're going to check it out, it's in the Timeless Pickacard playlist. So you'll have to scroll back. I think it was quite a few months ago, but you will be able to find it. So if you feel called to check into your past life, do that. There are a lot of answers for you. And I feel I need to stop saying, I need to really stop saying that. But you have to understand that endings are just great beginnings, and you have been saved by a lot of things that could have hurt you even more. And that's just your spiritual protection, pile number 2. So charge through. The only way is through for you, pile number 2. Even all these difficulties that may take a while to get over, you will be able to get over it. You may have certain financial difficulties, but it is forcing you to tap into your gifts, because you're supposed to use your gifts to even create like money for yourself. Something so worldly like money. Money is very worldly, but it is also very spiritual, right? Money is energy, and the more you're able to give it, the more it will come back to you. So really be in this way of giving, receiving, because the more you're able to give, the more you're able to even build your community around you, the more the community will be able to give back to you. Trust me. So yes, most of the times you have to walk alone, but even when you're walking alone, you have a lot of people that are looking at you like the shining star in the sky. And I know it's a lot of responsibility that a lot of y'all don't want, but if there's anyone who can do it, pile number 2, it is you. So don't underestimate your own path, and plug out when you need to, put your phone on silent when you need to, and be of service when you need to. You will know exactly when to do what, and you're very much guided over here. And I just feel your life is going to be so sweet. Your life is going to be really sweet like cinnamon. Go listen to Radio by Lana. But you're about to enter a very nostalgic, a very sweet, a very easygoing time in your life. And I feel a lot of y'all don't feel that way right now, just given everything you're navigating through. But just know that there is light at the end of the tunnel. There really is a light at the end of the tunnel for you, even if the tunnel is a little longer than what you expected. It's important that you don't give up right now, pile number 2. And it's important you push through. It's really important that you push through. Even if you're very tired, you're burnt out, you're exhausted, you're falling, give yourself 2-3 days, bounce back. You will be able to. Like I said, you have access to so much strength, which will only be made revealed to you when you really are in need of that. Like Cinderella wouldn't have met her fairy godmother if she didn't have to go to the ball, right? It's very important that you learn to show up as the best version of yourself and know that everything else that you require, you will be able to manifest. Your ancestors, your spirit guides, your angels will give you whatever is it that you require in that moment. So you're not running out of time, and you're definitely not running out of money. You're entering a very abundant time in your life. Even if you don't feel that way right now, given the kind of difficulties you have, it is not something you will not be able to push through. And my eyes are going to the Chariot card, and she's really driving her Pegasus through like the fiery sky. So do not bypass anything. Everything is very, very important, even the bad things. And you will be able to distill the wisdom out of the bad things and not be hung up on those things. You're not going to be stuck for a very, very long time, pile number 2, is what I'm trying to say. And that itself is a very big blessing that you have been given. And you will be able to tap into it more. And I think it's also important for you to understand the thing about ego and identity. I think you're very comfortable, like, not having a strong, I think you're very comfortable not having a strong sense of ego, but understand that, who you are changes every second, and at times if you have to put on a mask, if you have to put on a persona, if that is required in that moment, then that needs to be done. But that's not who you are. That's not who you are. That's just like a tiny part of who you are. It's not everything. So you are allowed to make changes whenever necessary, and it's only in this that you will discover yourself. You don't even have to go out into the world and be an explorer. You could even be a yogi who meditates and traverses the inner abyss. So it's really a choice up to you how you want to go about discovering yourself through things, people, experiences, just life. So I would say just jump in head first, and know that you will be caught if you fall. You're never going to fall, pile number 2. And if you have that fear, please remove it. Shuffle some oracle. Okay, pile number 2, we have Son of 417 Hertz, which is card number 16, and I'm going to read it from the guidebook because it's very well written. You have what it takes. You are the light bearer. Within you is a healing power and a spiritual wisdom. You can tap into to find your way through any confusion or doubt. Have confidence in yourself and know that you are enough. Expect an affirming yes from the universe. So whatever is it that you are in doubt of, yes, just do it. If you want to open that tarot channel, do it. If you want to do whatever, open a cooking channel, do it. Whatever is it that you feel called to do. If you want to go back to study after years of not studying, go back to it. You're really being guided right now to get to where you need to be, and you're more lucky than you realize. Your luck is favoring you so much more than it ever has before, because your soul really wants you to reach a place where you will get there, but it may take some time. So remember, you are the star. You are the center of your universe. We have sun twice. We have sun even in the tarot, and we have sun in the oracle. So you are the glowing ball of light. You emanate so much joy and energy that lights up other people's world. So just give it to yourself first, pile number 2. I don't think you have given it to yourself for a very, very long time. and if you need a day off, take that day off. It's going to be very important that you listen to yourself, listen to what is being said to you, because you're being guided where you need to be, and only you can go there. That's why only you have the guidance and the vision, right? Our sun is a self-luminous being. It does not reflect light or energy from any other source, but rather generates its own light. Exactly what I've been saying just like a second ago. You know, it is quite literally an enlightened being, which you are. The sun is our spiritual mentor, teaching us how to be spiritually self-reliant when we cannot find support or guidance externally and need to go at it alone. And this just reminds me of even myself when I was much younger, and I used to feel the need to want to have a spiritual teacher. Even when I was learning yoga, I've been doing yoga for 9 years, and I really wanted a teacher. I just wanted to like be an apprentice under someone, but even my yoga teacher was sort of taken out of my life, and she just had to move to like another city, and I was really upset then because I had to like figure out this big mountain by myself. But it's only in realizing and doing it on my own did I realize my own true strength. So, pile number two, what I'm trying to say is, enough, and you will only realize how much you know when you once you start sharing it. You don't need to do any more courses. You don't need a spiritual teacher. You don't even need to listen to this reading. You can very much tap into your own Akashic records and understand that this desire to have an external spiritual guidance or whatever, have the spiritual teacher, it is only happening because a part of you wants you to recognize that within yourself. And trust me, the more you start seeking teachers externally, the less you're going to find them, unless it's the right time and unless you have really learned things on your own. So focus on what you want to study. If you want to study runes, go for it. If you want to study yoga, go for it. Whatever you feel called to do, Reiki, whatever it is, go for it. Tai Chi, Aikido, just whatever, It's going to be different for all of y'all since it's a general reading, but understand that, you will know so much once you just do it for yourself. And it's most of the time, people ask me, how am I so good with tarot? And I think I'm okay, but I think it's about consistency, right? It's about reading tarot for yourself every day, for example. I have a practice where I pull a tarot card for myself every day, no matter what, no matter how busy I get, no matter how free I am. I will have a personal practice where I pull a tarot card for myself. So understand that it's about consistency, it's about diligence, it's about delayed gratification, and you don't need a spiritual teacher. You really don't. You don't have to do any more courses. You don't need any more certificates. You don't need any degree. You just have to remember what you already know and share it with people. I really feel a lot of y'all are meant to share what you have learned with people, and I think that is going to multiply your joy even for yourself. There's just so much happiness waiting for you, right? And we have the sun card, and we have the sun twice. You are ascending, and you're going to be glowing. You're going to be glowing like you never have. And it's not just your weight loss or weight gain or whatever it is. You're just so luminous, and you're finally tapping into your own luminosity. And you're going to shine bright. And yes, it may attract even cockroaches and moths and mosquitoes, but you're going to be discerning enough to not let those things get to you. You're going to become so powerful, pile number two. The only person standing in your own way right now is you, I feel. Any other messages? Yeah, that's all I have for pile number two. Again, it's a general reading, so please take what resonates, leave the rest. And if you like my style of reading, please like this video, share, subscribe, comment. It means a lot. It helps the channel grow, and if you want to reach out for a private reading, you can definitely do that. My email ID and my Instagram handle are given in the description box below, so you can definitely reach out for a private reading, and I'll see you guys in the next reading. Thank you. Hello, pile number three. If you chose the Black Tarot, this is your reading on your Akashic records. So angels, ancestors, spirit guides, ascended master, star family, help me tap into the most relevant information for pile number threes in their Akashic records. Okay, pile number three, we have Four of Wands, Eight of Cups, Eight of Swords, the Emperor, King of Swords, Page of Cups, Nine of Swords, Three of Cups, Nine of Cups. So we have a lot of swords and we have a lot of cups in this reading, and we have the Emperor and next to the King of Swords. So what I'm really picking up with your Akashic Records pile number 3 is there has been a lifetime in your past life where, and I think this also mirrors in your childhood a lot. I don't think a lot of y'all have had a very fun childhood. Maybe you were bullied, maybe you were misunderstood, maybe you were missing a parent, something like that. It's going to be different for all of y'all, but those, and again, this is related to your past life. There has been a lot of unhappiness that has been carried forwarded for you, and I think a lot of y'all growing up felt really sad without understanding why you felt so sad. And I feel a lot of your sadness comes from this past life that you've had, and you're supposed to sort of make up for it for yourself, for your past self. And I feel you're going to be very protective of yourself than you have ever been, because I do think you're very, very nice, you're very, very naive, you don't, you struggle a lot with boundaries. So all those things, even your niceness, it has a reason. And I feel in this lifetime, yes, you're super spiritual, yes, you're super, into spirituality, but what you're also going to do is you're going to perfect the real world, you're going to perfect material existence, and it's going to happen with the power of your mind. You're very, very intelligent. You could even be very clairvoyant, you could be very clairaudient, you could be very claircognizant. You just have a way of knowing things. You could also be interested in learning. You have love for knowledge. And what I'm getting from your Akashic records is, in this lifetime, you're supposed to get to where you need to be. You're supposed to get to where you couldn't go before in your past lifetimes. And I think a lot of y'all don't have happy homes. So a lot of y'all always just wanted a happy home. So you're going to have it in this lifetime. If you have fantasized about getting married, but if you're someone who has always fantasized about getting married, but you have only been with some really crappy individuals, I think the message for you over here is, yes, there is a true love of your life coming towards you, soulmate, twin flame, but you're only going to meet this person when you don't need them anymore. When you feel you don't even need your soulmate twin flame. And I know that is like a very difficult level to get at, but you're going to get there. The Four of Wands in this deck is quite literally a staircase, and next to it is the Eight of Cups. The guy is running. So I feel there is a sense of urgency to really get to the highest level of your existence. So I think you are very spiritually ambitious, pile number 3, and I think that at times can get in the way because it becomes an ego thing for you. You're only going to meet the love of your life, pile number 3, when you don't feel like you need them. And I know that's not what a lot of y'all want to hear, but I really feel that is the truth. Because even if you're the woman or even if you're the feminine in the relationship, what you're going to be doing in this lifetime is you're going to be mastering your masculine. You're going to be learning how to really put your foot down whenever necessary. And that itself is going to be like a testament of your strength, your resilience, your tenacity. And like I said, you're meant to have a business in this lifetime, even if it's a spiritual business, pile number 3. You're meant to have your own thing going on for yourself. An emperor is someone who has his own empire, right? And the empress is also someone who has their own empire. And that therefore they're equals. They're not equal because the empress doesn't have an empire and the emperor does, or vice versa. So you're meant to be with someone of the same caliber as you. You're meant to be with someone who really puts in the spiritual work required to be at the level where you are. So I would say don't even go out looking for love. Don't go out looking for love. Like, don't be on dating apps and things like that. It's not going to help it. And you will again just select someone that you're trying to save or whatever. So let garbage be on the road, pile number 3. And keep pouring all that love into yourself instead of giving it to something or someone that doesn't really value it. So you're going to, like I said, you're going to have a business in this lifetime is what I'm really picking up. And it's not just that, the success, the abundance, and the soul searching, all of it is going to manifest in comfort for you. You're not going to ever have to worry about money, is what I'm really, really picking up over here. And the reading very beautifully ends with 9 of Cups. So whatever is it that you desire, you can have it. You can really, 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 really have it in this very lifetime. If you want this to be your last life on earth, it could very much be that. And not everyone wants this lifetime to be their last on earth, right? A lot of people do want to be reborn in the cycle of rebirth and death, and I guess that's okay for them, but I guess you want this to end. You want to not be in this dense reality again. So you will be able to clear your karma is what I'm really picking up also. And you will be able to get everything you want. Anything and everything you want, it will be yours in this lifetime. But it's going to come at a price. It's going to come at the price of you even sacrificing yourself at times. I'm getting the hangman in my head. So there will be a lot of things that you will have to give up. And the most difficult thing to give up is your own ego. It's your own sense of who you are, right? And I think you're gonna be accessing yourself at a higher dimension. So you're not going to be as limited as you have always been. So a lot of drastic changes may happen in your life, and I feel a lot of these changes may even happen very, very fast. A lot of these things will just happen in a blink of an eye, and you won't even have the time to like process it for a while. But all of it is happening for your good. It is happening so you can reach where you need to go. Everything is like a stepping stone for you right now. Even all the pain, even all the insomnia, even all the hard work, I'm definitely picking up y'all are putting in long hours into your work, whatever you do over here. But just know all of it is going to pay off. And the more you're able to just walk away from things that no longer serve you, whether it's people, places, things, the more beneficial it'll be. Here we have the Eight of Cups and we have the Eight of Swords. We have two eights, that's 88. So that's infinity twice. So what I'm really getting with that is I think you do escape at times. You do try to like move to a better situation for yourself, but then I think you start feeling guilty about maybe leaving a certain people in your past. And trust me, there is no reason for you to have guilt. If anyone should have guilt, it is those people because they left you back in the past. Because you left them in the past because they were just not ready to grow. And you have to cut out people that are like getting in the way of your own growth. Sometimes it's your own parents, right? So there will be a lot of sacrifices you will have to make, but it is something that is required of you. And if at all anyone can make that sacrifice, pile number 3, it is you. And like I said, all of it is going to come back to you in ways you can't even imagine. And strategy is very, very big for you over here. And I feel a lot of y'all are very conscious and aware of what you put out into the world, especially if it's content or pictures or something of that kind. So you're very strategic and it works out for you, always. So just know that luck is on your side. I feel you're very, very, very lucky. And you're not just lucky, pile number 3, you're blessed. So it's important that you learn to balance yourself out. I think that is most of your struggle. It's just your inability to balance yourself. And I think you are very, very emotional, and I don't think this is something you show everyone. And I don't feel that you should show your emotions to everyone. Certain things you need to keep for yourself, but you have this ability to navigate the deep end of your own subconscious, of your own heavy emotions, and you're able to come out of it and channel the information and give it to people when they need it, or even use it for yourself. But strength is coming on very, very strongly over here. I feel a lot of times, even in your future, I'm not saying there won't be difficulties. Yes, there will be difficulties, but most of it is just you learning to put your foot down and being like, enough is enough. So get used to authority, get used to power, get used to making responsible, informed decisions, get used to making intuitive decisions for yourself, because you're going to have so much more power than people around you. And that is only because you have been initiated and you have proven yourself, you have been tested, and you have proven yourself that if there's anyone who can hold this mantle, pile number 3, it is you. So if you aren't already in the public eye, get ready, because you're going to be in the public eye in whatever way you choose to do. Even if it is not online, even if it's in the real world, you're meant to be seen, pile number 3. So even if people stare at you, things like that, don't let it get to you. Just think of it as love. Even the hate people give you, think of it as love, because even if someone throws black magic at you or whatever, if you are vibrating at a higher level, if you are truly untouchable, if you're taking care of yourself spiritually, mentally, all your spiritual hygiene, doing white light meditation, whatever it is that you do, to keep yourself salt baths, all those things, no black magic can touch you. No evil eye can touch you. So please remove this fear of someone being more powerful than you, someone like trying to alter your destiny. It's not going to happen. Your destiny is yours, and you have your ancestors, your angels, really pushing for you to get to the top. And you're going to get there. You're going to get there even if you don't see it right now. It's going to happen, pile number 3. you're going to get everything you've always wanted. And I feel a lot of y'all are very alone right now. I feel a lot of y'all are like super, super alone. So just know that the right people are coming in for you. And you just have to keep going down the stream that where you're being called to go, and understand that even the people that are supposed to really be in your life, they will be following their own calling. And you know when really is the when really is required of the two rivers to dissect, they will, because you're going back to the same source with the people you love. And I feel a lot of y'all haven't even met the person that you're supposed to be with. So just know that real love is coming in for you very, very, very fast. And don't be afraid of your darkness. Really don't be afraid of your darkness, because I feel a lot of y'all want certain clarity and answers, and it'll only come in the darkness. So meditate in a dark room, maybe go out to walk in the night when it's dark. Obviously, please be safe, but however you can, be in darkness, because I think that will give you the important information you need to go ahead on your path. I do feel there are certain blocks that you have, but it's just you. The worst is over. There is a lot of PTSD that you do have to work through, but it is not something I feel you're not going to be able to work through. I definitely feel you will be able to work through it, and you will untangle yourself. And pile number 3, what I'm really getting with you is I feel you have been tested a lot. You have really gone through it the most, but understand that it is all happening so you can be given this abundance now, and this bliss now, this happiness now. You know how bad things can get. If at all someone knows it's you, so just now imagine all the good possibilities, the great possibilities. And the greatness, it's within you right now. It's not going to come out from this, it's not going to fall from the sky. It's not on a rock. It's within you right now, and you will be able to access this. And I think the biggest lesson for you is to realize, yes, you have a powerful mind, which means it can even work against you. And I think you, at times, you have anxiety disorders or something like that, where you do assume the worst, and you spiral out. So it's going to be important for you to learn to like subtract your emotions from whatever you're going through, and zoom out and see why is it that it's really happening. I feel a lot of y'all are like night owls, and I'm a night owl too. I love the night. I feel I function better at night than the daytime. And I feel a lot of y'all are like me in this pile. And to that, what I would say is, it's okay if you cover up your sleep in the day. But it's important that you do cover up your sleep in the day. So if you're working multiple jobs, your goal has to be to leave all those jobs and have one job that is truly making you happy. That is the first step to getting to where you need to be. And you will have a lot of levels that you will have to climb, and new levels, new devils, right? So every time something gets in your way, just know that it means you're so much closer to achieving your goal. So be very tunnel visioned when you need to be, and I think you will know exactly when to be tunnel visioned. So it's important that you don't give people the importance that they don't deserve. Over here is also what I'm getting. And don't assume the worst. Don't always assume the worst. Yes, I'm not saying be delusional. Don't be realistic. I'm saying don't assume the worst. Because I think you have a tendency of assuming the worst, and even if something is good, you're going to take it the wrong way, and it's going to spiral out and become something that you didn't want. And you don't need any more pitfalls. In fact, I would say you're very intuitive, so you can avoid a lot of pitfalls that get into your way. So do not be discouraged. If at all what you're being called to do is course correction, so you're not running out of time, and you're getting to where you need to be. Your destiny is very protected. No one can take it from you. Your family can't take it from you if they want to. Your ex can't take it from you. Whoever is trying to get into your way, they're only ruining their own lives. So even if you have a lot of hate, jealousy, don't focus on that. Focus on the good. Focus on the good. You have a lot to look forward to. You have a lot to be grateful for. So focus on your gratitude, pile number 3. I think that is really the message for you over here, because everything else is very much taken care of. So if you feel you're not going to have money when you get old, or you will be alone if you get old, all those things are just lies of your brain, of your mind. So don't give into it. Don't give it power. You are powerful. So whatever you focus on, energy will go there. If I tell you, don't think of a purple duck, you're going to think of a purple duck even if it doesn't exist, right? So redirect your thoughts to where you want them to be. If it's money, direct it to money. If it's your creativity, direct it to your creativity. If it's creativity, direct it to your creativity. Whatever is it that you want, direct it to that. And speak your truth. Really, really speak your truth. Be very vocal, communicate very clearly. You're meant to use your voice in this lifetime, pile number 3. And you're going to heal a lot of people using your voice. I really feel. Pile number 3. Any other messages? I'll shuffle some oracle. Okay, pile number 3, we have card number 18, which reads Tantra of 639 Hertz. And I'm going to read it from the book because it's very well written. Be open to that which seems unfamiliar or different. You will experience a breakthrough as you embrace an unusual approach. You are on a soul path of acceleration, spiritual growth, which is swifter but not always easier. You do not have to contrive yourself of your own happiness, but you can dip into the bliss within your own body to lighten your mental state and remind yourself everything is working out beautifully. So, like I said, you have somewhere to be, and you're not in any rush. It's not going to miss it. You're not going to miss the train, so to speak, over here. You will get to where you need to be. So do not bypass anything happening to you right now, because all of it is very, very important. And, Tantra is a lot about you really coming in like perfect harmony with yourself and others. It's really about maintaining that dynamic harmony and balance within yourself at all given times. And this is a perfected state that you will be able to achieve in this very lifetime. So I feel a lot of y'all are called to meditate, maybe get into yoga. Do it. Go for it. That's where your growth is going to be. Pile number 3. Tantra is the conscious, creative intermingling of the sacred masculine and the feminine energies that dwell within every human heart. When one chooses to honor the interplay of these sacred energies, we become able to engage with the mysteries of life and respond creatively. Tantra is the refusal to turn away from life experiences, even the painful ones, because you recognize that with wisdom, spiritual growth can emerge from all things. Tantra is the willingness of your heart to thoroughly embrace that which might be difficult or different to what we expect. Through such open-minded, open-hearted engagement, discover a capacity to love and become wise. Tantra is the sacred relationship of the spirit and the body which creates the soul, with the precious gift of healing, creativity, love, and the higher conscience. So I really feel a lot of y'all, like I said, these perfected states, you will be able to achieve it. You will be able to get to where you need to be. And, your destiny is really, really protected. So stop being paranoid. I'm sensing a lot of y'all are super paranoid about just being in like a scarcity consciousness. So work on that. If you're feeling incomplete within yourself, work on it. You don't need to get into a relationship if you're single right now, pile number 3. Work on yourself. Work and become the best version of yourself. So when you actually meet someone that you're supposed to be with, you're not as triggered as they would be. In fact, you would be able to take care of them, right? So you definitely have a very important mission on this earth, and you have gone through a lot of difficult things, I would say, than most people have. But understand that you have gone through more difficulty because you're meant to ascend a little higher than everyone else. And it's not always nice, it's not always what you want. Sometimes you just want to get by through life, but not in this lifetime for you, pile number 3. I'm very sorry to break it to you. You are very special. You're going to be with someone as special as you. So a lot of things have to work out for a lot of people that just settle. You're not even going to be allowed to settle. Your spirit guides are just not going to let you settle for some any garbage. It's just not going to happen, trust me. So just keep doing you, keep focusing on yourself, keep pouring into yourself. You are complete right now. If you don't feel complete right now, there's something you have to look within. And it's just half the battle is just diagnosing yourself, right? Half the battle is just overcoming ignorance, which is the greatest cause of suffering. It's ignorance, right? So you're going to be lighting the way for yourself and others in this lifetime, pile number 3. And you have some very big shoes to walk in, but if someone can walk into it, it is you, pile number 3. Any other messages? Yeah, that's all I have for pile number 3. Again, it's a general reading, so please take what resonates, leave the rest. And if you like my style of reading, please like this video, share, subscribe, comment. It means a lot. It helps the channel grow. And if you want to reach out for a private reading, you can definitely do that. My email ID and my Instagram handle are given in the description box below. So you can definitely reach out for a private reading, and I will see you guys in the next reading. Thank you.